Hey there, happy artists. Welcome to Kyle Heath Art. This video is a snapshot of what my Patreon subscribers are enjoying right now with their membership. I think you'll find it relaxing, encouraging, and of course packed full with art tips. If you like this video, you'll get so much more on my Patreon. Painting, drawing, and more. Visit the link in my description to learn more about my Patreon. And with that, on to the video. So I'm actually doing what I sought out to do. I'm trying to pay some attention to the different colors that are getting picked up around this salt shaker. Let's draw the top of this. Doesn't have to be a perfect drawing. You can always tweak it later. And we will. When you're working on the background, you've got a great opportunity to push your lines around, change things up. And this is also only a first pass, so nothing's permanent. You can't mess it up. Honestly, if you don't mess some paintings up, then are you really challenging yourself? I think you need to get comfortable with taking risks. Otherwise, you're gonna be too conservative every time you sit down, wanting to get this perfect piece that you can post on Instagram and get all those hearts. People pushing that like button for your stuff. And that is a wonderful feeling for sure. But are you painting for likes? I think there are more enjoyable reasons to paint than that. I'm not criticizing you if, you get satisfaction or happiness from the likes. I definitely do, and man, I can get addicted to them actually. But I think you get more happiness out of your art when you develop a hunger for the craft of it. For getting better at the craft, or even just for sitting down and being able to cool your jets for a minute. Do something for you, do something that's relaxing. That's what got me into art. I had a day job that was super duper stressful. And I needed some way to chill out. And I found art. For me, the starting point was drawing. I drew all the time in high school, and then once college hit, I just stopped. Just funny, because drawing was such a big part of my life in high school. I did it constantly. I'm gonna need to get some kind of black if I want to paint that background with leopard spots. I wasn't sure if I wanted to or not, but I do think that's such a neat little design that I do want to get some of those spots in there. So what I'm doing right now is mixing some black. Sorry I can't show that on the easel right now, but I've got buku color mixing videos out there. So you can get the gist of how I do it. Usually I mix some kind of a black from the get-go because it's just good for these dark nooks of shadows where almost no light is getting into. You want like a really dark shadow for there. So usually I want some kind of black for that. I don't know how close that black's gonna be, but it'll be a good placeholder just so I know why I've got this big empty spot right here. Hopefully some of this design will help me to convey the idea that this is glass with some interesting reflections. I don't know, maybe I'm just biting off more than I can chew and it'll wreck the whole piece. Who cares? Who cares, I tells you. This is my first salt shaker ever. When I'm doing some kind of a new subject, I do like to do it 3 times. One of the reasons that works really well is if you mix a bunch of paint. Like, paint can take some time to mix up, and so it's kind of efficient. If you're a oil painter watching me right now, like just getting a nice good bit of a palette set up and then using that for 3 paintings is an awesome time saver. And it kind of makes sense to, use the same subject, because that subject's gonna, probably use the same paints if it's in like a pretty similar light.